Hello, good people. How are you? This is Joanne. Once again, I'm here to do books review with Joanne, and I am doing a very powerful book that is called Becoming a Person of Influence. And this book is authored by John C. Maxwell and Jim Tonan. And I tell you, this book is so amazing. It's rich in knowledge and wisdom that is applicable in our day-to-day life. And I would recommend anyone to read this book. The reason as to why I am doing these episodes is to show you how important reading books is and how it can influence your life. So, in the first episode, we looked at the introduction to influence and what this book entails, and we saw that it is the desire of each and every person to become a person of influence. We said that there are four different levels of influence. The first level is modeling, the second level is motivating, the second level is mentoring, and the last level is multiplying. Modeling is the lowest level of influence, and multiplying is the last level of influence. And for you to reach this last level of influence, you must be very intentional about it. And it takes unselfishness and generosity for you to reach this level. So this book tells us that for each and every human being, it is important to be intentional about influence, because in the last days, we are in this world for just a short time. And at the end of the day, people will remember you not because of how much money you hand, but because of how you influence them positively. So that's how people will remember you. And it's important for us to be intentional about leaving a good legacy so that we will be remembered. So the last part of this, the introduction, we say that the only inheritance that a man will leave that has eternal value is influence. So if you influence someone, that person will influence another person, and the cycle will continue, and you will leave that legacy, and it is very important. So there are different ways in which you can influence people, and if you want to become a person of influence, you must one of the things that we are going to discuss during this episode is integrity, and we are not going to deny how important integrity is in the job markets, in our schools, in our families, in everything that we do. Integrity is very, very important. So a person of influence has integrity with other people. And you might be wondering what integrity is. And I just have a simple explanation of what integrity is. Integrity, in simple terms, is adherence to moral and ethical principles, soundness of moral character, and honesty. So integrity is one of the things that is missing in our job market. I say that I am a medic, and we in our country we have so many private and government hospitals. So for instance, let's say you're employed in a certain organization, or let's say even in a hospital in my case now. So you find that it is becoming difficult to have even medics um, who are people of integrity. You will find them overcharging patients or even taking money that belongs to the hospital. Yeah, we find teachers who take money that belongs to the school. We find managers who take money that belongs to the organization. And so we are not going to deny that integrity is really lacking in our systems. So, in today's world, common decency is no longer common. It is very rare to find people of integrity. I'm not saying that they are not there, but it is becoming difficult to find people who have upheld integrity. So the need for integrity today is perhaps as great as it has ever been, and it is absolutely essential for anyone who decides to become a person of influence. So if you want to become a person of influence, you must uphold integrity. You must decide within yourself that I am going to be a person of integrity. I am going to do the right things. I am going to be an honest person. The need for integrity today is as great as it has ever been. We see the world is changing. Technology is, we have different technological advancements, and we have so many organizations that are coming up. But now the issue is, are we going to have people who are ready to uphold integrity, even for them to be able to manage those organizations, for them to be able to oversee smooth running of these organizations? So integrity is very important if you want to become a person of influence. And in the first episode, we said that we influence people differently. The way your friend will influence people is not the same way that you will also influence people. You see, so wherever we are, we all have a chance to be influencers. And so, if you want to be an influencer, you must uphold honesty, or rather integrity. Dishonest people are everywhere. Systems, government, organizations are full of people that do not embrace integrity. And that is why corruption is so rampant, especially in Africa. Corruption is so rampant. Even before you get a job, you must be corrupt. You must give something, even if it's a government organization. You see, so many people are jobless because they don't have something that they can give to the people who are hiring them. You see, so integrity is lacking in our organizations. So integrity is essential for personal success. If you want to be a person of influence, or if you want to be successful, you must uphold integrity. Integrity is about the small things. You see, integrity is about the small things. So you don't have to wait to be confronted by the big challenges for you to showcase how sound you are or how honest you are. No, it's about the small things. When you're doing you're running your day-to-day activities in whatever you do, even in your house when no one is watching you, purpose to become a person of integrity, that you're going to do the right things, even if it is doing the right thing will cost you something. Let me tell you, it is much more important to do the right thing. It's more important to be a person of integrity. So integrity is the foundation upon which many other qualities are built, such as respect, dignity, and trust. So if you want, we can say that integrity is like, can we call, can we say like it's a building block, because it's like a foundation. Yes, integrity is like a foundation upon which other aspects, other qualities are built on. It is critical for anyone who wants to be an influencer. So as we said, if you want to become a person of influence, you're not going to escape being a person of integrity. Integrity is like a house's foundation during a huge storm. If the foundation is sound, then it will hold up against raging waters. But if it is not sound, it's just like that story, that story in the Bible that we are told about, the houses that the house that is built upon a rock, and another one that has a firm foundation. So integrity is like a foundation. So if your integrity is sound, if you are a person of integrity, then even when the storms come, even when challenges come, you will be able to withstand. So for instance, let's say you are starting an organization, and it is very important um, for you to pay taxes. It's important to pay taxes to the government. So, as a person of integrity, even if you have means on how you can event taxes, as a person of integrity, it is just important to make sure that you pay your taxes, because a time will come when you will be having those people who are coming to review whether you've been paying taxes or not. And if you haven't paying taxes, my friend, your organization is likely to go down, and even your reputation will be destroyed. So it is very important to do right things. It is important to be a person of honest, a person who has upheld honesty in their lives. So character is made in small moments of our lives. Anytime you break a moral principle, you create a small crack in the foundation of your integrity. Let me give an example with a house. When For those people who have been very careful, we have had instances where the buildings are collapsing, and if you checked closely, even before a building reaches to that point of collapsing, it starts with having small cracks on the wall. And then those cracks are not looked into, they are not sorted. And in the process, the crack continues growing, becoming bigger and bigger every day. So eventually, the house ends up collapsing. Why? Because when the cracks started in the building, they were not looked into. So this is the same as integrity. So uh, character is made in the small moments of our lives. So if you break a moral principle, you create a crack in the foundation of your integrity. So even in your day-to-day life, in the small thing, it's the small things that matter most, because that is where that's the source of all the failures or maybe in our lives. So in your day-to-day life, even in the small things that you do, please make sure that you uphold integrity, uphold good character. So integrity is an inside job. It's an inside job. It's a decision that you decide within yourself that I am going to become a person of integrity. It calls for a personal choice. It calls for a personal choice for you to become a person of influence, and it's an inner job where you decide that I am going to work on becoming a person of integrity. Integrity is not determined by circumstance. We'll all have ability to make the right choices regardless of our environment. So we do not have excuses that, I work in an organization that is very tempting. No, integrity is not determined by circumstance. Once you decide to do the right things, once you decide to be a person who upholds integrity, then no matter your environment, please stick to that principle. I know there are so many departments and organizations that are a little bit tempting. But as a person if you want to become a person of integrity, then you must make a choice and decide that even if I am being orphaned, orphaned so much, maybe so much money, or even if I am going to accrue benefits from doing the wrong thing, I am going to do the right things. I am going to be a person of integrity. Integrity is not based on credentials. Let me repeat, because this is very, very important. Integrity is not based on credentials. So we have people, just because you're qualified, just because you are in the government, then you think that maybe you're exempted from being a person of integrity. No, regardless of your papers, regardless of whether you have PhDs or not, integrity is integrity. Yeah, so integrity is not based on credentials. Character comes from who you are. No credential substitutes for basic, honest integrity when it comes to the power of influencing others. And let's just be open and speak the truth. We have so many people, famous people, and people in big organizations who are not people of integrity, and their reputation is not good, regardless of whether they are powerful or not. So integrity does not respect the maybe the fact that you have credentials. No, you are not exempted from becoming a person of integrity. So regardless of whether you have credentials or not, the fact that you've upheld integrity will determine whether you're going to influence people. Integrity is not to be confused with reputation. So, integrity and reputation are two different things. A good reputation is a reflection of a person's character. So, if reputation is like gold, then having integrity is like owning the mine. So, for you to have a good reputation, then you must have you must be a person of integrity, because integrity is like a good integrity is what gives birth to a good reputation. If I take care of my character, reputation will take care of itself. So I tell you, people, don't even work so much on a good reputation. No, work on your character first, because character is the source of reputation. Character is the source of all things. So if you become a person of character, if you uphold character, then you should never be worried about reputation, because your reputation will be good. Mhm. So integrity is your best friend. Who is a best friend? A best friend, this song that we say, what a friend we have in Jesus. And we all say that Jesus Christ is our best friend. Why do we all always say that? It's because we are sure that He can never leave us. So when you have a best friend, you're sure that that person is going to stick by your side, even when the storms come, even when shaking moments come. Your best friend will remain to be your best friend. So integrity is your best friend. If you are a person of integrity, that integrity will speak on your behalf. That good character will speak on your behalf. I'm not saying that we will not experience challenges. Challenges will always be there. You might even find yourself being accused of something that you've not done. But the fact that you are a person of integrity, that integrity will speak for you. So integrity will never betray you or put you in a compromising position. When you are a person of integrity, it's difficult to find yourself in a compromising position. No man can, for any considerable time, wear one face to himself and another to the multitude without finally getting bewildered as to which is the true one. It is difficult to pretend for a long time, because at the end of it all, your true color will come to light. So if you're not a person of integrity, if you're doing fishy things below the lockers, below the desk, below the masses, let me tell you the truth, those things will come to light. And whatever you're doing wrong will come to light, and people will know who you really are. So if you want to influence people, if you want to have a good reputation, work on your character first. Work on becoming a person of integrity, because it is difficult to pretend for so long. A person of integrity influences others because he wants to bring something to the table that will benefit them. Them means the people, not put them on the table to benefit himself. So a person of influence will always, no, I mean a person of integrity will always look at the betterment of the other person. And they will always do things that better the other person. If you work in maybe an organization, if you are a teacher, if you are a doctor, if you are a nurse, if you are a clinical officer, you make sure that you do things that will benefit the other people, not just you. You don't just think about yourself all the time. No. So for these people who collect bribes, do they really look at the benefits of the others? No, they just look at the benefits of themselves, their personal ends, and those are not people of integrity. So, if you want to become a person of integrity, you must decide within yourself that you're also going to make choices and do things that benefits not only you but also the other people. So there are different benefits of integrity, and the first benefit of integrity is trust. Integrity allows other people to trust you because it is difficult for people to trust you when they are sure you are not a person of integrity. So let me just give an example. Let's say you work in an organization that needs maybe a treasurer or something, or you started just a small chama, a group of people who have come together in order to collect maybe funds, savings and all that. So if you're a person of integrity, it is likely that people are going to trust you with their money. They are going to trust you with their resources. Otherwise, if you are not a person of integrity, they will not trust you. And there are positions that you cannot hold when you are not a person of integrity. Trust comes from others only when you exemplify solid character. So people are not just going to trust you, no, they are going to trust you when you show them that you really deserve their trust. When you are a person of character, of a good character. And what does trust bring? Trust brings influence. So let's just summarize this. You see, you first begin with deciding that you're going to be a person of integrity. You work on your character. You decide that you're going to do the right things. You decide that you're going to make decisions that also not only benefits you but also benefits the other people. So when you work on your character, people will trust you. They will trust you with positions. They will trust you even when they will trust you with positions. They are going to trust you with their resources. They are going to trust you in every way possible. And with that, that is how you influence people. Nearly all men can stand adversity. But if you want to test a man's character, give him power. So this is to all the readers, to everyone who wants to become a leader. It is one thing to become a leader, and it is another thing to play your roles as it is as you're supposed to. So I would request all of us, let's first, even before we get to those leadership positions, let's first work on our characters. Because once you get to that position, if you're not a person of integrity, you're going to mess a big deal. So if you want to test a man's character, give him power. If you're a person of integrity, when you become a leader, when you hold a position, maybe in an organization or just anywhere, your character will speak for you. People are going to know what kind of a person you really are. So how do you become a person of integrity? The first thing is commit yourself to honesty, reliability, and confidentiality. So it starts with you. It's an inner job. That is what we said. You first decide that you're going to be an honest person. And that is why I actually told myself a while back. I am going to do the right thing. I am going to be an honest person. I am going to be reliable. And I am going to be a person who upholds confidentiality. The second thing on how you can become a person of integrity is decide ahead of time that you don't have a prize. Let me repeat. Decide ahead of time that you don't have a prize. Don't sell your integrity, not for power, revenge, pride, or money. Any amount of money, and it's underlined, any amount of money. So you decide even ahead of time that maybe if I work in this organization, I am not going to sell my integrity, even for any price, even if it means me for looking or disregarding that leadership position that I am being promised. When I break, I do the wrong thing. You decide that you're going to do the right things. You're not going to take bribes. Regardless of how the opportunity presents itself, you're not going to take bribes. You're not going to revenge. Just because someone wronged you doesn't mean that you need to go and revenge back. No. You will be selling your integrity. So decide ahead of time that no matter what, I am going to do the right thing. No matter how much maybe benefits I will be losing, I will do the right thing. The third thing is major in minor things. If you consistently do what's right in the little things, you are less likely to wander off morally or ethically. So there are those small things that even people do not know about you. You know, maybe for instance, we have um, these apps that give out loans. You know, sometimes when those people give out loans, they don't know you personally. But you might be the only person who knows that you have a loan with the organizations, those mobile apps. So it is important as a person of integrity, when you take a loan, even to those apps that don't know you personally, please make sure you pay them. Because if you don't, then you will be breaking, you will be contaminating your character. So even in the small things is what matters. If you go to a shop, you buy something, and then the shopkeeper gives you a balance that is more than what they are supposed to give to you, are you have you worked on your character enough that you can give them back their money? Can you? So in those small things is what that matters. If you find someone who has lost something in your place of work, even if it's just something that is very quality, are you just going to assume that, let me just, by the way, I was looking for this amount of money, and now I have, it's like my issue has been sorted. Or you will collect that thing and take it to the person who has lost it. So in the small things, those small things are the ones that matter most, because they will determine how you will face the challenges that will come when you're faced with maybe a temptation that is big enough, you know. So work on on those small things. They really matter a lot. Each day, do what you should do before what you want to do. Let me repeat. This is the fourth thing on how you can become a person of integrity. Each day, do what you should do before what you want to do. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, for those people who are believers, what do you do first? To be honest, sometimes you don't feel like praying. But because you should pray, you must pray regardless of whether you want to rush and maybe take a shower or watch a movie or do something else. Do the things that you should do first, regardless of whether you feel like doing them or not. With that, you will become a disciplined person. By then, those things will help you to become disciplined enough. And discipline with integrity goes in hand. You cannot be a person of integrity if you're not disciplined. So it is always easy to do right when you know ahead of time what you stand for. So first, decide that I am going to be a person of integrity. You must make a choice to be a person of integrity. You see? So, as I finish, so don't do what you wouldn't feel comfortable reading about in a newspaper the next day. Let me repeat. Don't do what you wouldn't feel comfortable reading about in a newspaper the next day. Make sure that whatever you're doing, even if someone else came and discovered what you're doing, you're just comfortable with them watching you. Otherwise, let's all uphold integrity. Integrity is one of the major ways in which we can influence people. If you want to become a person of influence, you must work on your integrity first. And we've seen different ways, steps that will help you to become a person of integrity. First is committing yourself to honesty, reliability, and confidentiality. The second thing is deciding ahead of time that you don't have integrity. That you don't have a price, that you will not sell your integrity, no matter what benefit you will be losing. The third thing is measuring in minor things. Those things that you do alone when no one is watching you, those things will help you to build on your character. And the last thing, each day do what you should do ahead of or before what you want to do. So this is the second episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you've not followed me in various social media platforms, please do. Yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's learn together. If you want to grow, you must um be positive about learning. So see you in the next episode. I can't wait to share with you the next step of becoming a person of influence. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you so much.